will he be allowed to airbend on the field? I feel like that will be banned.
Well, I mean, is Gritty going to be allowed to throw like pies at people on the field?
I hope not. I don't think so. I think that'd be a hazard. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. All right, if we strip that from them, Aang's just a little guy running around.
Just a kid, yeah. Diving in with a fun one today, we're going to do a little fantasy draft action.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. I think that I built a pretty strong team over here, and I'm ready to watch him go all the way, you know?
Yeah, like I always have confidence in my team, and
good.
I think that we've got some strong contenders here. So let's just kind of fill folks in why, we're going to be picking these people. We have a couple categories, and we're going to be going back and forth. So we're going to try and make our teams of one person from each of these categories. We've got historical figures, celebrities, internet celebrities.
Yes, different.
Fictional characters and mascots, because sports,
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have one, but instead of on the sidelines, they're on the field.
Absolutely,
They're making plays. They might be the quarterback. Who knows?
Have you ever seen one of those like mascot games? Like sometimes during like the All-Star game for like various sports, like that weekend or whatever, they'll have all the mascots come together and like play.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's
I'm always
so
impressed
good.
when somebody in a mascot costume can do quite literally anything. Like when at football games, when like Ramses gets on the board like 10 feet in the air and does push-ups, like how are you doing that with that big old head?
You already know it's like so hot in that suit too.
Oh yeah, I was a mascot one time.
Really?
Specifically, yes.
Ooh.
For the planetarium that I worked at in college, I was Kelvin the robot, the science mascot at an elementary school science event. Yeah, you can look him up.
I'm looking it up.
I hate to break the fourth wall here. Kelvin is not a real robot. He is a college student in a costume 99% of the time. And it was really fun, but that costume was very square. And it was so hard to move around and walk around, especially at an elementary school when they're little kids. Like, I was so concerned I was going to, like, step on a child. There had to be somebody who walked in front of me the entire time. So, like, imagining playing.
Your handler.
Yeah, literally. That's what they called him, Kelvin's handler. And so they had to help you get in and out of the costume, too. So it's, like, it's amazing to me that somebody can do anything in one of those, much less, like, a physical feat that others struggle to perform totally in just like regular workout wear.
Clearly, that's a very, very important pick.
Yeah. But honestly, I just picked a mascot that I've always thought was kind of funny looking. So some of these I think would genuinely be good. Others are just like, I just want you around,
Yeah, you had said like you picked people who you think would actually be good on your sports team.
Yeah.
I kind of picked some like that, but I mostly just picked people I like. I've got one category I'm having a really hard time with. And so I think since you have a firm idea of everybody you want, okay, I'm going to give you the first overall pick.
All right. What category should I start with?
I think you need to, like, whoever you most want on your team. Like, when you're doing a draft like this, right, you either got to take the person you want most on your team or the person you're most worried about losing. Like, if you think that there's any risk that I might draft somebody who's on your board.
This is valid. Okay.
You got to take them.
I think the person that I want most on the team, I'm actually the least concerned about you picking. So I think I'm going to leave them for last.
Stash them away?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But for celebrity, I did pick Connor's Story of Heated Rivalry fame because that man is so ripped. I'm sure he's done skating. I'm sure he could slay on the field. And he's just really hot and the fans would love him. And there you have to think commercially about the value of your team as well. So the people would want to see him play. And I think he'd do a good job.
He was really funny on SNL, too.
He was. He's funny. He's very entertaining. Mm-hmm. So, and he's ripped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think helps.
Bro's cut. Yeah. I mean,
his parents were bodybuilders. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That could may or may not be true. It's something I heard on the internet. But I would not doubt it because it takes years to build that much muscle.
Mm-hmm. And it's so striking to me, too, because it seems like he's just got like such range as an actor. Like just kind of seeing like who he was as like a normal dude or like at least on the context of Saturday Night Live. Right. And then watching that show is just pretty wild. Like he's just so like stoic chameleon. And like kind of cold on that show.
I think he could totally turn into whoever I needed him to be as a player on my football team, fill whatever role necessary.
Yeah. And you know that he can bring the energy in the locker room for sure.
Absolutely. So that's my first pick.
I think that's a good one.
Thank you.
I've got one that I think there's risk. I don't think you're going to take them, but I am going to start with the person who I want the most on my team, and that's the mascot. I'm going to
you were really excited about the mascot when we were planning this too, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so with my first pick, I am going to take Rory, the mascot for the NC Courage. Do you know Rory?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh my god, she's so funny. I love Rory. I don't know. She's just got like so much like style and sass. Like when she's like out like doing stuff, she's got like fun dances. Like, look, I like a lot of the mascots who I've seen. Like, I think Woolly Bull in terms of like local mascots specifically. Like Woolly Bull's fine. He's cool.
Yeah.
I like Woolly Bull a lot because it looks like his costume is really just a big head and big shoes. Like,
yes.
Otherwise, he's just like a normally proportioned like person.
I think that's somehow freakier sometimes too.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
If you can really tell that it's like a human body, but then there's like a giant head, I think there adds an additional layer of freakiness.
Yeah, and I like Stormy a lot too. Like Stormy's great. I think Stormy would, if I had to pick two, he'd be number 2.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, he's not coming in.
No, but Rory is, and Rory's so great. I also think that Rory would be like a great athlete too, because like soccer athletes are crazy.
They are. Like the amount of running that you have to do, and then like. It's crazy. Their legs are insane. They could probably kick me in half.
I think so. And, you know, really, like I was just really upset about it too, because I saw like Rory was at like kids night or something like that, or North Carolina night. Like they had all these mascots from North Carolina teams. And I'm going to go ahead and shout out another mascot that I think is just weird.
See, I knew you were excited for this. Go ahead.
It's another soccer mascot.
From around here? From elsewhere.
It's Charlotte FC.
Well, that's your first clue.
Yeah.
They're doing weird stuff up there.
Their mascot is just a soccer ball that wears like a crown and like a kingly robe.
No, that's not very creative at all.
It's just like, it's so freaky looking to me. It's so bulbous.
Yeah.
And it's Sir Minty. And
it kind of looks like they tried to make Kirby, but Kirby was a soccer ball. Yeah, I don't like that.
But regardless, when I saw all these mascots together, I saw Rory having the most fun. I was like, this is great. I'm going to go follow. Rory has like 400 followers on social media. That is criminal.
She needs more.
I know.
She's pure joy.
That's why I'm pumping the gas. Rory, if you're watching this, we love you.
Yeah, call us. Okay, great. Well, I wasn't going to take that one, so you had no fear. But I guess I will go to my mascot. I pick Gritty from the Philadelphia Flyers.
That's a really solid pick. Gritty is iconic.
I think he's crazy looking and I like him.
He is so crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like you need a little bit of that on the field. You know, we need somebody who has that kind of insane energy, distraction, explode out there. I think he's going to do that for us.
Oh, for sure. And I think the thing about Gritty is that he's just going to be so distracting for my team. Like when I think about mascots, Gritty is the one who always gets up to the craziest antics.
Yes.
And it's because like I think about it's because Philadelphia, right? Like Philadelphians.
They're doing something up there.
Yeah, you know, they like to live a little crazy. I respect that about them. Gritty is just like, he just doesn't care.
He has to embody the people among him.
Exactly. And I think he does such a good job of that. He's got like a couple lazy eyes though, so I don't know.
Listen, I have a lazy eye. So
yeah, I mean, I've got bad eyes.
Yeah,
don't work very.
No, I have legitimately had to wear an eye patch for a very long time. I'm
really
exposing myself. Yeah, no, I still sometimes have to wear an eye patch.
I never would have thought.
So listen, you know, watch out for the people with the lazy eye. I can see. And Gritty, he doesn't need to see. He's not catching the pass. He just needs to be distracted.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a big body out there.
Yeah, got to have somebody to guard. He's got to be on the blind side, you know?
I'm going to go with my next pick. I'm going to take somebody who is maybe more of like a skill player.
Okay.
I'm going to pick my fictional character, and I'm going to take Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
You already know that he loves to play games, so he's just like a high energy dude. Very like small, maybe not the most athletic, but very quick, very nimble.
You need somebody who's quick.
Very tricky.
Footwork is important.
Absolutely,
yes.
Yeah. And like, I think that I remember like some scene from the show where he was playing like some kind of sport with like the other airbenders, and he was really good at it, obviously, because he's just so good at everything.
Will he be allowed to airbend on the field? I feel like that will be banned.
Well, I mean, is Gritty going to be allowed to throw like pies at people on the field?
I hope not. I don't think so. I think that'd be a hazard. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. All right, if we strip that from them, Aang's just a little guy running around.
Just a kid, yeah. And look, if that's the case, if he can't airbend, who am I going to pick instead?
That seems
That's a really
like
tough
it
question.
seems like that should not be allowed. But if you want him to airbend, it's our own world. Let him airbend.
Yeah.
Fine.
If I have to pick a backup, let's go for Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. I think he fills that same kind of like small, nimble, kind of like hyperspeed archetype.
Yes.
I think that he could definitely, bring the energy, just like whip past dudes.
Yeah, I like that. I like your strategy. My fictional character strategy was just somebody who I thought was really strategic.
Yeah.
Trying to build out a team full of people who can do different things. We've got strength. We've got distraction. We've got strategy. I picked Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games.
Oh, wow.
I feel like you could throw her in a situation. She always figured it out.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think that's a really important, like you need somebody who's going to draw up the play, right?
Yeah. And I feel like if you can put her in all of those conditions and she's managed to come out alive all those times, she's got to know what's going on. So.
That's an interesting kind of follow-up question to that. Like, if you got a sixth pick here from any category, like, who are you going to pick to coach your team?
Oh, man. That's a really tough question.
Because I think that's an archetype that I haven't really filled here,
Yeah, somebody who's almost like paternal in some type of way, I feel, needs to be it. So I'm trying to think of like a parent from something that I've seen that I think really embodies it.
I mean, why not just go with like, the Avatar theme here? Take Uncle Iroh. Like that would be such a good pick.
I have never seen Avatar, so that would be why I can't pick them. Yeah. That's lying. I have seen the very last episode of Avatar and only that one.
It was a good finale.
Yeah, because my friends were watching it one day when I was there. And so I have seen only how it ends. I have no clue about the rest of it. So I cannot pick him. But if I were going to pick, I think I'd pick maybe not a paternal figure. Maybe I'd pick Louise Belcher. She's kind of crazy. I feel like she would be a really good coach.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need that coach who's just going to like yell at people, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who's just going to...
Oh, Abby Lee Miller. I pick her instead.
I don't know who that is.
Abby Lee Miller from Dance Moms.
Oh, no.
If she can coach dance team, she could coach the football players. They'd probably be crying, though.
I like the Louise pick, though.
Yeah, I like them both.
You got to build out your whole coaching staff.
I think they're one and the same. So they're both got a little bit of an attitude, but Abby Lee Miller made people into stars. So it is what it is.
So with my next pick, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with my historical figure. Mm-hmm. I am going to pick Robert Johnson. And Robert Johnson.
That sounds like it could be anybody.
It's such a normal name, too, right? So he was a Delta blues singer in like the 1930s.
Okay.
1930s is when I really think he was like doing his thing. But when you hear about like those stories of like, somebody who sells their soul to the devil for like guitar skill, that's the guy. Like that's where the legend originates.
Right.
And so part of it is it's just like when I was in high school, I thought like that was such a cool thing, right? Like I remember I actually tried to do it one time. I had heard about
sell your soul?
No, to the devil for guitar fame specifically.
Right.
I had heard something about it, and somebody was like, "What you need to do is you need to go to the crossroads." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "You need to go on 9 consecutive nights." And on the third night, you see like a dark animal on the other side.
Are you making this?
No, this is actually somebody who seemed like they knew what they were talking about told me about this.
Okay.
So you go, and on the third night, you see a dark animal on the other side of the crossroads while you're playing guitar, and that's how you know the spell is working.
Okay.
And then on the 9th night, you're playing guitar, and then Papa Legba comes up and taps you on the shoulder, and then you pass him the guitar, and then he plays a song, and then he hands it back. And that's the contract is sealed at that point.
I think I'm speechless.
I went one night and
I was
like,
this is a
little bit past my bedtime. I'm just tired. I'm not going to do it.
Dang. Well, that's disappointing. We'll never know if it works. I guess we could go out and start trying it now.
But the other thing is that I feel like he's already sold his soul. What's selling it a little bit more and getting like some sports skill, like becoming just like an absolute superstar?
So you want him specifically after he's visited the crossroads for 9 nights in a row to sell his soul for football skills?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
I think he'd go for it.
I'm for it. I mean, do it once, you can do it again.
Why not?
I'd try anything twice. You never know. Maybe the first time wasn't quite right.
Yeah. He's definitely got like some haunting music, though. I think that's what really drew me in.
Yeah. That would be a weird locker room vibe, that music you're playing.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's definitely, when I think about him in the locker room, I think it's probably he's kind of like the quiet one.
Got to psych himself up. He listens to the music.
He's the one who's like, there's like a healthy level of like fear and respect amongst his teammates. And like that, I think is amplified by like the people on the other team. Like they're going to see that guy and I don't want to mess with him.
Right. You've always got to have one of those people.
Ooh, yeah.
My historical figure is kind of a historical figure. I think he's mythological, but in Greek history, I picked Sisyphus.
Oh, nice.
I feel like that guy's really strong and he has no quit. He's going up that hill, pushing that rock all that time, and he's going to keep doing it. And I need a guy who can push that hard in the field,
Yeah, but he can't finish. That's the thing it's just, I don't think he's going to be able to finish the play, score the goal.
Well, listen, I think it'll take a lot less time. All he's got to do really is one shove. He doesn't have to push the rock all the way up. He's just got to push one guy out of the way.
Well, actually, that's where he does have to push the rock all the way. That's the point.
I'm saying on the field. He's been using that as training, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But I think on the field, all we really need is one good shove.
And I'd have to agree. I think that he would be like built, Yeah. Like he would be extremely athletic.
See, a couple built, smart, strategic. We're working. We're building a full-blown team here.
Yeah. I think your team's probably going to beat mine. So I guess we'll go with my next pick, my celebrity. I'm going to pick the celebrity who I've been like, and here's the thing. I don't care about celebrities. I don't follow them at all. Okay. But I've relinquished on one celebrity who I'm like, you know what? I 100% like this person at this point. And I think that they have enough just kind of like dumb luck to, throw like a winning touchdown pass or something like that. Okay. I'm going with Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like he could probably prepare enough. He prepares well for his roles,
Yeah, I bet so.
Good energy in the locker room.
He would be a very good leader.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't really know that much. What is Ryan Gosling? I always get him and Ryan Reynolds confused. I don't think I like Ryan Reynolds.
I'm so glad you said this because I've said the same thing multiple times.
They look kind of the same.
Especially like when you look at...
Oh, yeah. Ryan Gosling's freaking Barbie. Of course. Yeah. I actually almost drafted him. Because he is in... what is that? Another movie also with Jennifer Lawrence. I think it is. Isn't it him who's in that movie?
I don't know. He was in Barbie. Loved him in Barbie. He was in Project Hail Mary, which is a new movie out. Love that movie. He was great in that.
No, it's not him in that movie. It is Bradley Cooper, who also looks kind of like both of them too. It's like this same genre of white guy. They all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Love them all.
I done been saying that I get Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling confused, and my girlfriend's like, I don't understand. I'm like,
I completely understand.
They have the same name. Especially when you look at younger pictures of the two of them, they have similar hairstyles.
Yes, they do.
They're both, sort of comedic actors.
Yep.
At least, to a certain extent. They're funny guys.
I think their faces, when I see them, I'm like, oh no, that's a different guy. But I think they play such similar roles a lot of the time.
Absolutely.
And their first name is the same. And
also,
it's just confusing enough.
I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there's like this clip on social media a couple weeks ago where like it was Ryan Gosling on Jeopardy and like he wrote down IDK for Final Jeopardy, but they took that because apparently like the answer was like an ACL tear, but like it is also known as an internal derangement of the knee, which is also called an IDK.
So he got it right.
He won Final Jeopardy because
He's
of that.
He's an icon.
Exactly.
You do need to have some luck on your team.
You need a lucky person on your team. Absolutely. Yeah. And so I think he's gonna fill that role.
Well, my last pick, the one who I knew you weren't gonna pick, who I was fully ready to, who's the only person I wanted on my team, to be quite honest with you, is not lucky, but is very good at manifesting the life that they want to create. They call it, in fact, the Trisha Paytas effect. So my last person on the team is Trisha Paytas. She would look great in the uniform. She can hype everybody up. She is the morale of it all. She has lived so many lives. And I just believe that if anybody's going to hold this team together, it's going to be Trisha Paytas.
Tell me more about this person. I don't know who that is.
Trisha Paytas is a 15-year veteran of YouTube and the internet.
Okay.
She has been around for like every iteration of anything. She has had she just pops up everywhere. She was in an Eminem music video. She had a cameo in Modern Family. She is one of those people who just appears places all the time. And she used to be pretty dramatic, kind of problematic. She had this thing of where she would just be crying on her kitchen floor. I actually had a hoodie of a drawing of her crying on her kitchen floor when I was in college because it was iconic. It was her merch, which was also, I said iconic on the front. Anyway, now in the past couple of years, she really has like worked on herself and like manifested her life. Like she thought she was infertile, but now she has 3 kids and she thought she'd never find love. And she has a husband that she really cares about. And she was on Broadway and she's like really accomplished all the goals that she wanted. And I feel like we need somebody to bring that positive energy to the team. And also she loves a good outfit and costume. And I just think she'd look really good in a rhinestone football jersey. And I love Trisha Paytas with all my heart.
I love that. I mean, I hadn't considered even like what is the jersey my team is going to wear.
In my head, I see green. I see like a darker green.
Like a forest green?
Kinda, yeah. Maybe a little bit lighter than that. I don't know why. That's what I see in my mind's eye. Green and white.
Yeah, I think I got to go with like purple and gold, but like not like the Lakers.
Like ECU or the Lakers, yeah.
Yeah, but more purple than gold. So probably more ECU.
That's a good
one of my favorite color schemes.
Yeah, it's a nice color combo.
Either that or we'll go kind of like pink with like black.
That could be fun. That's never really been done.
Exactly.
I like the creativity there. Why don't we have pink football jerseys? What's that about?
People just don't realize how good of a color pink is.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm like on a big pink kick with like my models that I'm painting. Like I have this one like marine, like bunch of like space marines, dudes in power armor, and they're pink and black. They look great. Yeah. I'm about to start painting like some like nuns with guns and like big mohawks. And then they're gonna have like pink robes with like black armor. It's gonna be sick. I'm actually stoked on it.
Good. Yeah, I think I went through a phase when I was in like middle school where I was like, I don't like pink, but like my bedroom was pink when I was a kid. And guess what? My bedroom is pink as an adult now. I circled back around and now my bedroom is pink and my primary bathroom is pink. Everything's pink. So, and I write in all pink pens just because I don't know, it brings me joy. I'm having a good time. But something you just said about nuns with guns, which is a crazy phrase, but it just reminded me of an honorable mention of people that I'd like to have on my team. Have you seen the nuns who have the podcast? Have you seen any clips of them?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, sister. I love them because the girl who was hosting it, she's such a good host. They were talking, I think, about, they played like, is it Ultimate Frisbee? Is that the one or Frisbee Golf or something? They were playing Frisbee. The nuns are Frisbeeing together during the summers on their breaks, whatever.
Fun.
And one of them talked about how much she loved it. And she's like, and sister, you are so good at that. And it's just like, I love listening to you talk. Yes, but it's also just so funny because it's so unserious. And sister, you are so good at that. And I just love them. And I want as many of the nuns as I can get from that podcast on my team because they are so fun and funny. And I enjoy talking to them or listening to them talk. I'll have to show you some clips of them when we finish.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's a good podcast. If you don't listen, stop this and go over there. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll try and link that because I need to find the link for that. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
I guess I can't put it off any longer. I have to actually pick somebody as an internet celebrity. And
yes.
I left that spot blank because I don't really follow a lot of internet celebrities. I'm going to go with Eric Andre because
that's a great one.
I get so many clips on his podcast and he's just so funny all the time.
That's a classic internet celebrity.
Yeah, and it's just, I just love that unhinged style of humor. I don't know how good he's going to be on the team, but
I think he's kind of giving your Gritty a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit of a chaos agent. You have to have one chaos agent.
Yeah, I mean, I bet that Robert Johnson would probably form like a power duo with Eric Andre.
Yeah, that would be very
Robert
weird.
Johnson would give off that sort of like dark, eerie vibe, and Eric Andre would be like, okay, like I could work with this.
The dynamic of your team is going to be very strange.
Very crazy, yeah.
We should do graphics for this. I want to see what they all look like next to each other, which is nuts.
There's this other like miniatures game that I'm like starting to get into. It's called Blood Bowl, right? It's the game of fantasy football. And so it's basically, you play it just like football, but it's with like you're playing it with like little like vampires or like ogres, stuff like that. I feel like that's kind of the vibe that my team is getting.
I think you might be right. I think mine are all really random, but yours are getting together. They're getting weird.
Yeah. We're really going to need some strong coaching from Uncle Iro to like really bring this all together.
Right. Well, I guess my last question is where's your team base? We didn't think about that. Where's my team from?
Yeah, and I guess you got to pick a name for it too, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it depends on where they are. Maybe Washington State. Maybe that feels right because I feel like the green that just kind of leads me over there.
Yeah, I think that Seattle's in Washington, right?
Yes.
So the Seattle Supersonics was the basketball team up there for a long time. I think green was one of their primary
Yeah, and
colors, like
Seahawks are green
dark
too,
green.
navy and green.
Hmm.
So maybe we'll be the Washington. It's got to start with a W.
It doesn't have to, but probably should. Like, not all. Like, I personally like the alliteration in like sports teams'
I think
names.
that's the fun part.
Yeah. But I also like teams that don't necessarily have to like, I think about the Carolina Reapers is I think a lacrosse team maybe, but like that's a fun team name, right? Because you're combining like an element of something that is like synonymous with the state's name, right? Like, the Carolina Reaper pepper.
Yeah. Well,
I think you can make some really cool graphics with that.
Wilson just got a minor league baseball team. They had their opening day yesterday, and their new baseball stadium, they're the Wilson Warbirds.
Which I think is a great name.
I think it's cute. So maybe we're the Washington Warbirds.
I like that.
And their mascot is like a little bird with like a aviator's hat on. I think it's cute. My mom hates it. She's like, why is it about war? And I'm like, I get it, but it's kind of adorable.
Yeah. I mean, it's baseball. It's not that serious.
I know.
We're just here for a good
he's just
time.
a little bird
We're gonna
guy.
eat some hot dogs.
Yeah. But we have season tickets, so if you want to come.
Oh, I'd love to. That'd be great. I am going to, my team's going to be in Vegas because Vegas is kind of like a exploding sports market.
I think that's a good choice.
And
especially now that everybody's gambling on sports, do it all in one place.
Yeah. And I think that there's lots of cool, I like the Vegas Vipers. We're going to go for the Vegas Vipers and then like Snake Eyes, the gambling double entendre.
Weird. Yeah, it's getting weirder again, but I like it.
I think you can go for like some cool graphics for that too.
Yeah.
I think we got to change our colors if we're doing that though. I think if we're going to do that.
I think you could be purple and gold in Vegas. Purple and gold is regal.
But it's also like a little bit too close geographically to the Lakers. It kind of feels like a copycat thing at that point. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do.
In this fantasy world, you can pretend the Lakers don't exist because this team is going to be hard to put together.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We'll go black and pink. We'll be the Vegas Vipers.
I think that works.
I think it's gonna be badass. Well,
yeah. Well, I'll see you on the field, brother. We'll see who wins.
Yeah, we're gonna be a long season, but we're gonna have a good time with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it for this dive. Thanks for being here. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at wavestream.media. And if you want a podcast like this one or totally not like this one, visit our website, wavestream.media. See you soon.